Good morning, good people. So I've set myself a challenge to write or record a video every single day and release it onto YouTube or wherever it may be. And there's two reasons for that. So number one, to document my thoughts, get everything out there, just talk and form like a diary basically of my thoughts and how I'm progressing. But number two, do things that make it very uncomfortable for me. I haven't posted since 2015, so this is all very uncomfortable for me, so let's just do it. But every day I'm going to pick a topic and I'm just going to speak about it, speak my mind. So today I thought, starting off, values. Values, and I'm going to speak to my younger self. I'm only 32, so what do I know? What the heck do I know? But I'm going to speak to myself as if I just left university or college or wherever and I'm ready to go out in the world. So values, make that your home. Make that your everything and don't care about too much else. Figure out who you are, figure out what you stand for and go for it. So, let's take an analogy. Let's say if it was football and you're a striker and you want to score loads of goals, don't focus on the goals. Focus on the things that lead up to that. So that's hard work. It's being a good person, caring about your team because they're going to support you when you're down. There's a lot of different ways that this takes place, but put your values as the cornerstone of your life and then go for it. And for me, when I'm talking about values, I've figured out that life is better when you're not serving yourself. You're serving yourself, but you put something else that's more important, because if you let your ego take the wheel, there's no knowing where you'll end up. You might end up 60, 70 years old with a shitload of money, but no friends and nothing to stay for it. And I think maybe that's one reason why I feel like I understand some of these things a little bit better. Was my dad was 84 years old when he died, and I'm only young, so I got to see someone live out the arc of their life and kind of understand a little bit more. Hey, what's important? What do I care about? Where do I want to be when I'm that age, right? And what do I want to be doing? And it's family, friends, and love and everything that bonds you, and they are all bonded around love and how you feel about people from the values that you get. So just stick with values and you'll be okay. And one thing I think, and maybe this irks me a little bit or gets me a bit annoyed, but I feel like it's harder and harder every single day to keep the values you had. And maybe that's because the world is changing. The world is changing very rapidly. From when my dad was born to now, from the 90s to now, it's completely different, and it's accelerating at change all the time. And Plato even said, there's a classic phrase of Plato complaining about the kids and they don't have any values and they don't know what they're doing. So this is not something new, and people always worry about the kids, and I think that comes from the caring about them, right? But I see younger people with phones in their hand before they can think, and always getting dreams fed into their mind of what the thing is more important than the how you get it, right? It doesn't matter how you got it, it's the way you got there. And I actually think it's completely the opposite, because you might have the appearance, that superficial thing, you might see someone as successful or kind or whatever, but deep down over time, if they're not really that, you're going to find it out. Consistency over time is the most important thing, and so that's why values are the most important thing. And I used to think being right was the most important thing. I used to think that if I'm correct about this particular issue, even if there's an argument, let's say if it's with my girlfriend or whatever, if I'm right, then everything's going to be okay and there's going to be no problems. Well, life experience has taught me something else, which is it's not about whether you're right, it's about it's the group dynamics. It's can you still look at that person in the face? Can you treat them well? Can you love them? Can you connect with them? Can you understand them? And just doesn't matter if you're right or not. It's, can you hug each other out at the end of it, and can you move forward, right? Because if you go directly in confrontation against someone, they're not going to listen to you. In fact, you're probably going to push them further into their position, and they're going to try and prove you wrong and hold that opinion. So if you really care about people, it's not about being right, it's about the group dynamics, it's about how people feel, it's about keeping the the cortisol lower, and the love and everything else good, right? If people get stressed out, cortisol spikes in your blood, and it's game over, because all your blood goes away from your frontal lobe. You can't think, it's fight or flight. So keeping the emotions in check allows you to stay calm, and then you can handle any situation. Okay, so that's another real big thing. Just be calm, have good values, know you're coming from a good place, and you can't go wrong. You literally can't go wrong, because even if they get offended and they get really hurt and upset, not hurt physically but emotionally, well, you can just say, hey, I really was doing my best here, how can I make it better? And we've all felt that when we've been younger, right? When you haven't been working in class and the teacher calls on you and you have nothing to say, and you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, so, and then you make some excuse or whatever. Well, if you've worked really hard and you've done everything that you need to do, then it's pretty easy to be like, hey, I've done everything I can, I'm really trying my best, how could I have done this better? How can I learn? And so I think you shirk responsibility if you don't put your hard work into things, and you try and just escape it. So I think take responsibility, base your life around values and love and your family and the people that you care about, and don't worry if it goes wrong, because then let's take that analogy that we were saying as a footballer. If you're trying to score goals and you don't score goals, if you know you're working super hard and you're doing everything you can, then there's nothing more that you can do, right? So maybe it's a different place, maybe it's whatever, but all you can do is be the best version of yourself. So just work the hardest you bloody can to be you, all right? And maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, is that I haven't posted on social media since 2015. I haven't wanted to. I don't want to be a superficial person, but it's not all about being superficial. It's about just getting your ideas there and just being true to you, you know? And I think that's maybe one of the things that I was going to show myself as well. So I'm trying to live more the advice that I give, and this is a good example of that. So enjoy this journey with me. Day 1 of 60. Let's do this. See you later, guys.